First, though, news of a pub that is shut but hopefully going to be opening, and you could buy shares in the pub. The Duke of Marlborough in Somersham closed on Christmas Day, and since then a band of local residents have been trying to work out how to reopen it. After much research, they've come up with a plan to sell shares. They will be available from the 1st of September. And joining us to tell us more about this is Sarah Caston. She is the chair of the group that have got together to save the Duke. Afternoon, Sarah.
Good afternoon, Lesley.
Sounds like you've had quite a long journey to try and get this sorted.
That's right, yes. It was back in November that we first found out the pub was due to close. It actually closed on Christmas Day last year. So when we found this out, we sent out a message to local people and organised a meeting. So in the first instance, 150 people came along. We found out that there was loads of enthusiasm locally. Nobody really wants the pub to close. So since that time, we've been, working really hard to try and look at ways to save it.
And I think the people who are running it at the moment, they just want to sell it on. And if someone doesn't buy it, you reckon it'll turn into a house?
Yes, that's probably what will happen. I mean, the reason it closed it's not actually that the pub wasn't doing well. It actually was doing well. It was, a lot of your listeners will know it was a really nice pub serving really lovely food. The thing is, the owners are actually in their 70s now and they're retiring. So they put the pub on the market, but they didn't manage to find a buyer that was willing to pay the price they wanted. So they sort of felt that maybe changing it to a house would be better than selling it.
Have they been patient? Are they sitting waiting for you to come?
No, they have. They've been fantastic, actually. We've got a really good relationship with them, and yes, they're actually very supportive, which is great.
Yeah, so I'm glad. I guess they've been glad that you've got to the stage that you've got to. I mean, how important is the Duke of Marlborough for Somersham?
It's really important, and I don't think it's just Somersham, actually, because there's hardly any pubs in our area at all, and you have to travel quite far if you want to go for a meal with friends or family. So it's not just Somersham, it's quite a large area, really, I think, that can benefit from the Duke of Marlborough reopening. But the benefits, they're sort of a combination, really, of the social benefits and the economic benefits. Because if we can get the pub reopened, we're planning to use local suppliers as far as possible, get our ales from local microbreweries and get our food from local suppliers as well. It provides local employment. It brings people into the area, which is good for all the businesses around. So I think it would benefit the whole area. I think most importantly with pubs, it's the social benefit. It's the fact that people these days, sometimes they don't actually know their neighbours. We don't know each other. And it just provides that venue for people to go along and actually get to know each other, which is really, really important.
So once you'd had the meeting, it became obvious there was a lot of support. I mean, what did you do from there? I mean, did you go and see other places? How did you come upon your scheme?
Well, yes, there are so many ways to go about it. And we're working with a charity called the Plunkett Foundation, who have been really supportive. And the other thing we've done is there are actually 4 community pubs already in Suffolk. So we went and talked to the teams there and just talked about the different ways to do it. The way that we have planned to do it is we set up a community benefit society. And this is a company which it's really designed for this kind of project. And it allows people to become shareholders and to become members and owners of the business.
I think you're going to be using crowdfunding, aren't you, when you get to the stage? Yeah.
Exactly, yes. So we've applied for a certain amount of funding through the big lottery and through the government, but we are also trying to raise £350,000, and that is through the share issue. So all the information about this is on our website. I'll give you the address now. It's www.savetheduke.net. And that has all of the links and all of the information you need. But basically it's a crowdfunding platform called Crowdfunder, which allows people to go online and give their details and make their investment.
And if you don't get the investment, then it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got it all set up so that if we don't manage to make the money, if we don't manage to agree a price, then obviously people will get their investment back. Yeah, that's no problem. And
you mentioned lottery money, which I think everyone's heard about, but you also said there's some government money as well?
Yes, so the government support that we've received already has been really helpful, and that's been mainly through the Parish Council and through Mid-Suffolk Council. But actually where the government support really comes in is to help investors. Because the government actually want to help community projects like us, and something called the Enterprise Investment Scheme. And what this means is that if you decide to invest in the pub, you're actually able to get 30% of your investment back in tax relief at the end of the year. So it's a brilliant way actually to invest your money, because it's quite safe, but also there are these financial benefits that you can get with the tax relief. So it's brilliant.
You have become an expert, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
So the shares are going on sale from the 1st of September. Explain how it works, how much people have to pay and so on.
So the shares are valued at £50 each. The minimum investment is £250. And so all you need to do is go on the website www.savetheduke.net and follow the information that's on there. The other thing you can also do is give us your email address so that we can send you newsletters and keep you updated. But essentially the share issue goes live on the 1st of September. On the 9th of September there'll be a meeting in Somersham Village Hall, which is at 7:30. That's a really good opportunity for everybody to come along, meet the team, have a chat and find out more about it.
And what do people get for their money?
So if you're a shareholder, you get this financial incentive that I talked about before, but also it's mainly about sort of being part of the project and part of the fun of it, really. So as a shareholder and a member, you will have certain benefits. You'll be invited to special events, so you'll be able to join in with a lot of the activities that we're going to do. It's a democratic way of doing business. So because you're a member of the society, you also get to vote who's on the management committee, and indeed you can stand to be a member of the management committee. And the idea of the committee is that it will work alongside the paid members of staff so that we can make sure the pub is providing the kind of services that people want. So it's a really good way to allow the community and all of the customers really to feedback what they want to the pub, which is great for the pub in the long term, because what you need to succeed is to provide people with what they want.
So if you do get the money, how are you going to run it? So you're going to pay people to do that. You're not going to end up there yourself pulling the pints.
I hope not, although that has happened in another community pub in Bentley. But no, I think it's a community project, but it's really got to be financially viable. It's not going to succeed otherwise. So we realised quite early on that volunteers weren't really the way to go. So it's going to be run just like any other pub. It'll have a manager and a chef, and then some other part-time staff as well.
So is it a surprise to you found yourself doing this?
Yes, it definitely is. I've never done anything like this before, so yeah.
What got you sort of so involved? How did you get so inspired?
Well, I was actually on maternity leave. That was the problem. So I'd been away for a long time. I'm from Somersham originally, but I'd been living away, and I came back to live here when I was still on maternity leave with my daughter. And so I had a little bit of time because I wasn't at work, and so I sort of started from there. Now I've gone back to work, but obviously still heavily involved.
And September the 1st you'll be watching. Is there a length of time that the website's there trying to get the money?
Yeah, so we've decided to open the share issue for 6 weeks, and hopefully that will be the end of it, but we do possibly have the option to extend it by 3 or 4 weeks more than that. But really we want to see all the money by the 16th of October. That's the deadline. Okay, well, good luck. I know you've got your social media sorted as well, because that's where I heard about it first time. So people just keep their eyes open. Yeah. But www.savetheduke.net is the place to go to get all that information, isn't it? That's right. Yes, perfect.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I shall watch with interest.
Thanks a lot for your help.
Thank you. No worries. That's Sarah Caston, who's the chair of the group Save the Duke. It's a Duke of Marlborough pub in Somersham. It's been closed since Christmas Day. It's about 500 years old, I think, and so they don't want to lose their pub. So lots of people in the village have been saying, yes, let's do something. So Sarah and a group of people have worked very hard, come up with this scheme. They're going to use crowdfunder, which is a way to get money. They've already got some money through grants, but then they need to raise the rest. So if you want to try and get yourself shares in the Duke of Marlborough, then the 1st of September is the time to go to that website and to have a look. So savetheduke.net. And I think it's a brilliant idea, really. And community shops, as she says, 4 community pubs as well. So it means you get involved, doesn't it? So if you live in the area and you want a pub, maybe you could go and buy yourself some shares. Mamas and the Papas.